It is this.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
I'm the juggernaut. Game over, man. It's game over.
They were. And we let them off the hook.
Fantasy football is my religion.
Smile. Smile. 101. I'm undefeated. Never lost.
Welcome to the inaugural episode for 2019 of Fantasy Gravy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. Having a good old time. It's ready to have our first podcast of the 2019 season.
Yep, and of course we're going to talk about the one person everyone wants to talk about, Alfred Morris.
You're wrong. I will say good job to Lovick. Not great, but good to Lovick for his podcast today.
Yeah, him and his co-host Saquon Barkley.
I know. It's all about that Barkley. I thought it was like Barkley, like he was like barking. I thought he was going to start barking. Bark, 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 bark.
And yeah, I mean, Lovick, you did an awesome job, man. Really enjoyed it. Not gonna lie, I listened to your podcast this morning while I was on the pooper, and yeah, it was good. Keep it up. Please keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It was fun. I listened to it on the way to work today. It made my morning a lot more enjoyable. So I was excited for it, and hopefully you keep doing it. Now you realize how much work Brad and I put into this every year.
And he did ask for a little smack talk from our podcast, so I got some for you, Lovick. Your podcast is the redheaded stepchild of fantasy advice.
It's true.
Well, there you go. You've been smack talked.
The fantasy footballers wouldn't even put you in their footnotes, is what I heard.
That is true. And if they actually did, he'd be whited out.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. So, hey, you want to go to some draft stocks, Stu? Because we've had some injuries happen. We had AJ Green out 6 to 8 weeks. And on top of that, we have Melvin Gordon issues with not signing yet. And on top of that, Kareem Hunt suspension. So, my question to you with these three players, Stu, when would you draft them? AJ Green. What's around? Like, I'll take AJ Green.
The 9th or 10th.
Okay, that's what I was kind of thinking.
I mean, I'm not spending
maybe the 8th. If you're at the end of the 8th round, I could see it because we do have that IR spot.
If you went really heavy running back to the beginning of the draft, you need some potential lottery. But to say that you know when he's going to be back, 6 to 8 weeks is what their estimate is. That isn't to say that he couldn't be out longer. And who says that he's back to AJ Green of old after he's back?
Think about it. Our playoffs are only 3 weeks long. They end in week 15. So you're looking at, you can only get them for 4 weeks before the playoffs.
Yep. It's going to be pretty ridiculous. So Melvin Gordon, I think he's still going to go early-ish. ADP should help some of that. His draft stock is going to keep going down and down the longer this goes. But Brad and I have a water bet or a liquor bet on this, and I'm pretty secure in that I'm going to win this liquor bet after we've discussed this a couple of different ways. Brad, do you want to go into that a little bit?
I don't know if he caves. I mean, if he does cave, I don't think it's going to be until middle of the season.
That's fine, but that's not our bet. Our bet was that you said he wouldn't cave at all, and I said he does. The piece of information that kind of seals that for me a little bit is that he's under his 5th-year contract, and if he decides to go past Week 10 and not play at all for this year, he's still under his year 5 contract next year without them having to do anything.
Paid. So he's probably willing to go. He's probably willing to face that. Was it $30,000 a day fine or something ridiculous?
Yep.
But he's probably going to go ahead and do that and come back and report Week 10, which everybody thought when Le'Veon Bell was going to do it, but he will actually have to do it. Otherwise, he'll still be underneath, like he said, that last year of the contract.
Yeah.
If he comes back that week,
Le'Veon Bell had a completely different situation. His was franchise tag. They definitely couldn't franchise tag him again. It wasn't worth it to them. And then, Zeke's kind of doing a similar thing.
Melvin Gordon's he's basically saying, I'm gonna go ahead and take the fines. I'm gonna play a little less than half a season for you, so I do less wear and tear on my knees. And you're not going to franchise tag me because I'll do it again. And then I'm going to go get my big contract money elsewhere because San Diego is cheap and they ain't going to pay nobody.
Which is ridiculous.
I mean, they're one of the teams that had a holdout with their first-round pick and Bosa a few years back, if you remember.
And rookies don't have crap for leverage. They really have almost no leverage whatsoever. So the fact that he held out as long as he did is ridiculous. So Kareem Hunt, with that suspension, if he gets taken, I say it's in the teens.
To me, Kareem Hunt's undraftable right now.
The teens are throwaway picks. You're willing to drop them if necessary.
I would much rather throw a throwaway pick on somebody that's play in the first 6 weeks, that's a lottery pick, then throw it on somebody just to have somebody that could be a backup running back. Because Nick Chubb is good. Nick Chubb is damn good. And Kareem Hunt does not have the draft pedigree of Nick Chubb.
No.
Kareem Hunt had a good year with Kansas City. We also saw him fall off the face of the earth with Kansas City in certain games and completely disappear. I just wouldn't want to roll the dice and draft somebody just to wait 6 weeks to have a backup running back or to have a handcuff. And at that point, you're just hoping for an injury.
Yep.
And you can't put him in the IR spot like you can AJ Green. If we could put him in the IR spot, I'd totally draft him. But to me, he's not my cup of tea. I'll let somebody else roll the dice with Kareem Hunt. They can have fun with it. But I'm not going to be – he will not be on my roster.
Nope. I mean, it's sort of like Josh Gordon the last couple of years. Like, everybody's tried to stash him away. I know Matt has a couple of different times. And people got a couple of games out of him last year, and then where's he at this year? Right back where he's at.
So, and then when he showed up, the games weren't that great, were they?
No. So,
no.
All right. So we're going to play the GM game here, Brad. Would you rather have Zeke or Melvin Gordon?
Who would you like to? Yeah, who would you like to be on the side of this one? We'll do opposites. We'll kind of go against each other. Do you want to take Zeke or do you want to take Gordon?
Zeke.
Okay. All right. Give me the argument why you would rather sign Zeke, and then I'll give you the argument why I'd rather sign Gordon.
Zeke has proven he can be a workhorse back. He's proven that he's got the stamina to take all the carries. You can put the team on his back and he can do all right. He does need an offensive line, but he's a athletic freak. You drafted him in the first round, and he's been playing like he's been drafted in the first round. He's been worth it for every moment that he's been out on the field. Yes, he does have some off-the-field issues, but last year he didn't have any. And he was back to his number
now, what
himself.
About price, though? I mean, because we're doing GM here, so like you actually have to pay the man. So the man, what the man's wanting, he's wanting more money than what Todd Gurley's getting. versus maybe you can get Melvin Gordon, who would get more like David Johnson money?
I would pay him. Personally, I would pay him.
Personally,
Because look at what they're doing. Look at what they're having to do to Gurley. They're having to reduce the number of carries that he had last year.
pay the man all that money.
I'd say pay him. He's gonna stay in your camp, and he's gonna work. You can work him to death, and he's fine with it. Pay the man.
What happens if if he blows out a knee and you're stuck paying out all that money to Zeke?
That's what they're all gonna. Any player is that. That's the chance you take. He doesn't have the injury near the injury risk that Melvin Gordon or Gurley has.
Yes, I look at it like I would rather pay Melvin Gordon and lose that on average between them, that's 16 yards per game. Melvin Gordon's actually a better receiving back out of the backfield than Zeke Elliott. Now, do I believe Zeke Elliott's a better talent? Yes. Do I believe he's so much of a better talent that I'm going to pay him the exorbitant amount of money and handcuff me from being able to make other moves on my roster because it is a salary cap? I'd rather give Melvin Gordon that David Johnson money and be able to make a few extra signings, maybe upgrade an offensive lineman or two, be able to add a weapon to my quarterback. Like, to me, it gives me a luxury that I wouldn't have if I had Zeke.
See, but
also at the same time, Phillip Rivers is about the end of his road. If I was the Chargers, I would just give Gordon his money. In the next draft, go ahead and draft my next franchise quarterback. Call it a day. But you look over here at Dallas, they're going to have to pay Dak.
I don't think
they're going to be torn between, and they got to pay Amari Cooper.
I don't think they have to pay. Well, Amari Cooper's one thing, and he's got to prove himself this year that he can repeat what he did last year at the end of the season.
Yeah. They have to let one of them go.
Dak, you don't have to pay him nearly as much as you're going to have to pay Zeke, because Dak has not proven that he can be the amazing quarterback he was his rookie season. He had a great again this
Dak
year.
Will get a bigger contract than what Todd Gurley has. Did you not see the contract Jared Goff is gonna get?
Yes, okay.
He's gonna get a huge one here.
You also proved my point again, though. You said you would take the chance on Melvin Gordon, but you were downing Zeke because what if he hurts his knee? The health history that Zeke has had compared to Melvin Gordon or Gurley is 100 times better.
That I can't argue. Zeke has had a better injury history. But I can argue, you know what? Melvin Gordon isn't going to fight in a nightclub and punch a woman probably and slap me. You know what? Missing 8 games is missing 8 games. They both have the same amount of carries in the NFL. I think Gordon has about 30 more carries. But essentially, they're both in their prime. I think any team would be lucky to either one of them. I think they're both workhorse running backs, which are hard to come by these days. On talent, I would agree with you. Ezekiel is definitely the better running back. But from a financial standpoint and trying to build an entire roster and be able to add a little bit more talent in other areas, I'd go with Gordon.
You know what? One last thing I'll say about Zeke, though. Compared to between these two alone, you get Zeke is 2 years younger than Gordon is.
That is true. But I look at the NFL rushes as the rushing age for running back.
I still think
once they hit
that
they both hit that 2,000 mark, done.
You don't know. Maybe one of them can be Adrian Peterson, the eternal one, or Frank Gore. Geez, that man is into like the 180th season or something like that. I mean, that dude will not go away.
That man owns a time machine. That's what he owns.
On his knees. Geez, but so I say I'd pay. I mean, I'd pay them both. To be perfectly honest, I'd pay either one of these guys. They're both ridiculous. Yeah. All right, so
Damian Williams hurt his hammy.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, who the heck is Damian Williams' handcuff?
I don't know. Day will probably randomly get him, and he'll become like the best running back in the entire
Have
entire freaking
they have
league or something that year.
well they the Chiefs signed Carlos Hyde,
Nope.
and then they have that young gun in Darwin Thompson.
I
So
would
if
take a
you
shot
drafted
on him.
Damian Williams, which one, Darwin Thompson or Carlos Hyde?
Definitely not Carlos Hyde.
I agree. I would go with the young guy, Darwin Thompson.
Oh yeah, I mean at least see what you can get. Now, am I going to take him nearly as high as I'm taking Damian Williams? No.
This would be like dark throws at the end of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, but also right now, do we know that he fully hurt his hamstring? Is he going to be fine in like a week or two? I don't know.
They say he's resting it, and they're probably gonna let him rest it. But as we all know, the one injury that has the most likelihood of reoccurring is always that darn hamstring.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's one of those things though. Like, I'm gonna stay fluid right now. Don't get rigid on a guy just because he got an injury. Don't be stuck in your way and realize if a guy does have an injury, you can't draft him as high as you were going to last week.
I guess my question is, okay, let's say you draft Damian Williams. Who's the handcuff you're drafting at the end of the draft? Are you going ahead with what right now with Carlos Hyde, who is ranked as the second on the team and running back? Or are you just going to say, no, I don't think it's going to be him. I think it's going to be the young guy, Darwin Thompson, and just go ahead and take him?
Yeah, no.
Because you kind of want to have the handcuff there at the very end of the draft, kind of like you did last year, and you went and got James Conner when it came out with the Le'Veon Bell news. This is a little bit different. It's injury that he can definitely come back from, and they may just rest him all preseason, which would be really the best benefit, less likelihood of getting hurt on a freak accident on a 3rd and 1 play. But yeah. Darwin Thompson or Carlos Hyde, Stu?
Thompson for sure. Carlos Hyde can go to the invisible land
I
he
agree.
belongs in. So
I agree.
No way in the world am I going there. And if I go Williams at all, he'll have to be a really good discount. So.
And any water bets and liquor bets updates that we have?
You and I did a liquor bet for Melvin Gordon, like we talked about earlier. No other liquor bets that I can think of offhand. I know the ones we got to cash out for the end of the year.
A lot to cash out on draft day, don't we?
Yeah, we do, and I'll post those into the group chat here shortly, as well as we've got to get Lubbock to use his little spinny wheel and set up all of the wheel of punishment for us and get Sam his punishment so that he can have his liquor or do his punishment where he's got to go stand on a corner. He can either do that draft weekend, but he's got to do it before the draft. So that might be a fun thing to do the morning of the draft, is have him go do that on one of the shell knob corners. That'd be pretty funny. So we've got to get that, so we can't just let Sam not have a punishment this year. Never forget.
All right. Well, are there any other news, notes, anything you want to tell the league?
I think that's it for right now, guys. I cannot wait to see you guys in a week and a half, or it's almost 2 weeks still.
Here
but
soon.
yeah, can't wait to be
Looking
there.
forward to it.
Very much so.
Yeah, and if y'all don't know how we're figuring out draft order, you should listen to Lovick's podcast. He went ahead and told us all what we're doing. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Can't wait to see you on a week and a half. Y'all have a good one.
All right. See you guys.